Hey guys, first up we have Hypericum, also known as St. John's wort. This particular variety is called Hidcote. Here in New York, it only get about 2 or 3 feet tall. If you live in a warmer climate, it could get 4 or 5 feet tall. Hypericum is known for its abundance of these 3-inch wide yellow flowers. I mean, the flower to leaf ratio on the shrub is insane. The entire plant is just saturated with color. This particular Hypericum also has red stems, which really make the green leaves and yellow flowers pop even more. Hypericum starts to bloom in June, and it goes all the way through July and August and into September for up to 4 months of continuous color. You can plant a single bush of it, but really Hypericum looks its best when it's planted en masse, 5 or 7 of these tidy shrubs together, and all that yellow explosion will really carry your garden through the tough summer heat months. There's also another variety of Hypericum called Pumpkin. I'm going to show you guys here what it looks like. Same yellow flowers in the summer, but then these wild looking orange berries in the fall. I have tried and failed to order this plant for years in the yard. I really hope I can get my hands on it next year. Back to Hypericum Hidcote though. Likes the full sun, but it can really take some shade too. Not total shade, but some shade. It's drought tolerant, deer resistant, it's resistant to diseases, it resists pests, it resists rust, it's maintenance free. You combine all that with the fact that it blooms for 4 months continuously, and you can really understand why this shrub is a must have for your garden. Okay, so next up we have Buddleia, also known as butterfly bush. This particular one is called Chrysallis purple. Butterfly bush is perfectly named because once it starts blooming, all the pollinators fight over it. The bees, the butterflies, even the hummingbirds. Buddleia is a profuse bloomer, begins blooming late spring, and is usually done by the end of August. This one is a dwarf variety, only gets to about 2.5 feet, perfect to put in front of larger bushes. To really get the most out of your butterfly bush, you're going to want to do 2 things. First of all, you're going to want to remove the spent blooms so the plant can actually rebloom. And 2, Buddleia does respond very well to fertilizer, so if you deadhead it and you fertilize it about once a month during the spring and summer, you will get so much out of this plant. I always tell customers to see how perennials and shrubs look while they're not in bloom, because face it, most of the year it won't be blooming. And if you look at it, I've really always enjoyed Budleia's leaves and the structure, the foliage. It's very quite attractive to me, even when it's not blooming. Butterfly bush does need full sun. That's very important. 6 hours a day minimum. Do not plant in shade or part shade. However, on the flip side, it is quite drought tolerant. So if you're looking for summer color in a sunny, dry spot, Buddleia is perfect for you. Okay, last up we have Lagerstroemia, also known as crepe myrtle. This is the bush form. This particular variety is called the Bellini raspberry. Now, we all know crepe myrtles for the trees, but this is the same plant in a much smaller form. This guy only gets about 3 or 4 feet tall. It does need full sun, but like the other 2 plants I showed you, it is drought tolerant. Drought tolerant meaning after the first year. The first year, no matter what you plant, you're going to want to water pretty intensely while it roots. Very intense color, long, slender, glossy leaves, very beautiful plant. Sturdy branches, the blooms are quite large, but there isn't a whole lot of flopping, which I find impressive. These come in the yard pre-bloom and they sit, and I swear, as soon as they start blooming, they're gone in like a day or 2. If you always wanted a crepe myrtle tree but didn't have the space for it, or if you want a maintenance-free plant with radiant color just to throw it in the sun and let it bake, this crepe myrtle bush could be for you.